Good evening. I'm Greg Floyd, a father, a friend, a fierce politician, and a powerful force in the Democratic Party. Mario Cuomo leaving a lasting impression on the state of New York. The former governor didn't want too grand of a send-off, according to the priest at his funeral today, but nevertheless, he got one. With his son, Governor Andrew Cuomo, looking on, New York State troopers provided an honor guard for the late governor. Family members and pallbearers brought Mario Cuomo's casket, draped in a New York State flag, into St. Ignatius Loyola Church today in Manhattan for a final farewell. Some 1,400 mourners, many of them friends and former staffers, packed the church. Former President Bill Clinton, along with former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, in attendance, along with a who's who of other politicians. A traditional Catholic Mass followed, with Governor Andrew Cuomo taking the podium for the eulogy, and he spoke about his father's entry into politics, describing him as a humanist and a master of subtlety and nuance who resisted political labels.
At his core, at his best, he was a philosopher, and he was a poet, and he was an advocate, and he was a crusader. Mario Cuomo was the keynote speaker for our better angels. He was there to make the case, to argue, to convince, and in that pursuit, he could be a ferocious opponent or a powerful ally. And he was beautiful.
Andrew Cuomo also discussed his father's last public appearance right there, back on election night in New York City, and his final moments listening to one of the governor's inauguration speeches this past New Year's Day. Now, as we mentioned, today's funeral mass was packed full of political clout. CBS 6 News anchor Liz Bishop shares the reaction from Hillary and Bill Clinton following today's service.
The tributes to Mario Cuomo are over here at St. Ignatius Loyola Church in Manhattan. It was a very emotional funeral service highlighted by Andrew Cuomo's eulogy of his father, a man he said governed not by political position, but by a personal belief system that defined who he was and not what he did. Among the top political figures in attendance, Hillary and Bill Clinton, who talked about Andrew Cuomo's speech and about the late governor.
Well, it was a legacy of service that was imbued with faith and a sense that those of us who are blessed have to give back. He never forgot that he was put on this earth for a purpose larger than his own life, and that came across so beautifully in the Mass today. And Governor Cuomo, Andrew's remarks just embodied the extraordinary life that Mario Cuomo lived, and it's an example to everyone.
Mr. President? The important thing for me, particularly with this debate that's been going on in our country now for 30-some years, is that Cuomo's life embodied his values of work and family and faith. But he believed that everybody deserved the same life chances he had, and that meant we needed a strong community. So his whole view of being in public service and government was to make the community stronger so everybody had the same chance as he did. And you got that in all of its wonder.
Coming up at 6:30, another New York governor weighs in on this final farewell to a political icon. Liz Bishop reporting from Manhattan for CBS 6 News.
Thanks, Liz. We can tell you the Cuomo family is requesting donations for the group Help USA for the Mario M. Cuomo Mentoring Fund. You can find that donation information at CBS6Albany.com, and there you can also read more on the life and career of Mario Cuomo.